What is going on, everybody? This is Gabriel Jones giving you a drop of sound any chance I get, and welcome back to a brand new album reaction. It's been over a month since I've done one of these, but I think I'm feeling a lot better now. I was not feeling too well, but I'm gonna try to get back into the swing of things. Let's see how today goes with this brand new video. And it should be something very special because we are doing the brand new Kacey Musgraves album called Deeper Well. It's fantastic to finally have a chance to talk about Kacey Musgraves, considering how much influence she's had on Nashville. Even though I became a fan of hers with Golden Hour, I took the time to listen to her debut album, Same Trailer, Different Park, and you could really tell that she was carving out her sound with the traditional country style. It featured the very famous song, Follow Your Arrow, where she bravely showed support for the queer community, even when the rest of the industry wasn't in favor of that. Fast forward to 2018, when Golden Hour would finally hit streaming services, and what a legendary album it was. It was great sonically, lyrically, instrumentally. It felt like such a soft, warm hug, especially in a year where I was facing a ton of personal challenges. And you better believe I was ecstatic when she won Album of the Year in 2019. Like, one of the best Grammy wins I've seen over the past 10 years. More recently, she had a Hot 100 #1 collab with Zach Bryan called I Remember Everything. And I do a lot to explain my thoughts in that Billboard Road Crew Best of List video. You can check that out for yourselves. I know there's been plenty of hype for Deeper Well, and when I heard that title track, I had a ton of anticipation. Like, I am looking forward to doing this one today. Before I get into it though, I want to advise everyone to leave a like and comment for this video because the more engagement the video receives, the more likely YouTube will pick it up on the algorithm, so I thank y'all for that. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell because I could use all the support in the world and it will put a huge smile on my face. With all that out of the way, it's time to get into Deeper Well. Track number 1, Cardinal. Starting off with my dad's favorite college sports team. I like it. This kind of has like a 60s rock aesthetic to it. Oof. Might sound like something very hard to cope with. It's kind of like, are you sending a message from my deceased friend to me? You know, very deep. Wow. Such haunting vocal melodies right there. Gives me chills. Above my head, implying that he's up in heaven, or they're up in heaven. These guitar melodies that just really get to me. Some sort of wistful kind of magic. Oh, we got a tempo change. I like this. I like this. Ooh. The drum just ramping up right there. Alright, that was Cardinal. And yo, that's a little bit of a haunting song to start the record with. Or I shouldn't really say haunting. I should say more of like a somber, melancholic, or wistful kind of song. I think wistful is the word I'm going for. It appears to be about Kacey coping with the death of their lost friend. And she sees a cardinal sitting on her branch outside of her house. And it's almost like she interprets it as the cardinal sending a message to her from her friend up in heaven. It's supposed to be assurance that everything is okay, like she knows that they're in a better place now and that she should just keep moving forward. She was waiting for things to brighten up, and it looks like she now has a sign in the form of a red feathered bird. You can almost picture her like singing in an apartment building in New York, and there's just a tree right outside of it and the cardinal just lays there. It's honestly great imagery. And the way she just is able to paint the whole scene with like the guitars, the acoustic guitars, and the drumming, and the haunting vocals, it just makes everything come together so swell. I love it. This makes me eager to see what else the album is gonna bring, so let's keep moving. Track number 2, Deeper Well, the title track. It's very cinematic with its opener. The echo right there. Woo! Just, oh my god, in those notes. you know, not everything is going to stay valuable forever. It gets rusty, it gets old, it gets beaten up, you know, and you just kind of have to, like, move on from it. It's so beautiful. This bridge. Like, this is what growth and evolution feels like. Alright, Deeper Well. That was the title track, and I've listened to it before. I've listened to it once. I told myself I wasn't going to listen to it again until I did this recording. But it still sounds fantastic. This is a straightforward song where Kacey is singing about cutting the toxic people from her life and finding a way to keep evolving, keep growing, keep making a better version of herself. And she does it so delicately, so gracefully. Like, the way that she sings about it, along with the strumming guitars and the soft drum tapping and the keyboards. Woo! Oh my god, that just gets me in the feels. Oh my god, I just can't stop just being vulnerable with this song. You just really feel that she's on a journey with this song, you know. Things started to change when I was 27. I used to wake and bake, you know. I relied on marijuana to help me get through difficult times, but now I'm older and I'm wiser and I'm learning to find better ways to, you know, keep persisting. When she sings about finding a deeper well, I think that's supposed to be alluding to how people sometimes use wishing wells to wish for better things in their lives. And it's almost like Kacey is still chasing that hope. You know, she's still chasing that vision that she wants to achieve. I think that's what the metaphor is going for. Either way, it's still beautiful, and I cannot give higher praise to Kacey. Like, oh my god. Track number 3, Too Good to Be True. Yeah, like, for some reason I could just picture clouds roaming through the sky as I listen to this. I want this relationship to work, so please be the best partner that you can, alright? I don't want this effort to go to waste. Like, the delicate singing right there. Like, she just knows how to lay out those vocals. Just hold the notes. Like, she is a professional. Those high-pitched keyboards really touch me right there. Oh my god. Alright, so that was Too Good to Be True, and that is a very relaxing song, I gotta say. The premise is that Kacey is waking up on a Monday morning where there's clouds above her, and she's just kind of reflecting on the relationship she's been in over a year, acknowledging all the struggles that they've possibly endured, and hoping that the relationship can still keep moving. They've settled in an apartment in New York, and they've shared secrets with each other, and they want to make sure that this can work, you know? Like, Kacey doesn't want to be let down by all the hopes that she's built up for this dude. Along with some softly played guitar melodies and some high-pitched keyboards, it all comes together very nicely, and it's really delicate on the ears. Overall, it's some great work, Kacey. I like what you're doing with this one. Track number 4, Moving Out.
Way more than just a place.
It was a grand old castle, you know, that's what it felt like.
It almost crushed your car, but it did.
I mean, I'm sure Kacey has the budget to sort of pay for that. I mean, that's very poetic considering that autumn is the season of death, you know, at least in poetry. Yeah, looks like the pandemic did a number on the Kacey Musgraves family. Oh, yeah. It's very bittersweet, you know, she just makes it feel like that. I like the banjos right there. Okay, so that was Moving Out, and such a bittersweet song. Like, wow. Just wow. Kacey is singing about moving out of a house that she's owned for quite a while, that she owned with her partner and maybe a few friends, but I'm pretty sure it's her partner. She reminisces on all the memories that they've had, like how the car almost got crushed once, and how they had a lot of lovemaking, and how they would occasionally have some fights but make up in the end. And now it seems like all those memories are going to be left behind since they're leaving this house. And trust me, I've had a hard time leaving certain houses when, my family would move out and find a new place. It still hits me right in the gut. Like, oh my God, it just makes me feel so somber sometimes. But honestly, like, what counts is, like, all the memories that you create with it. And I think that's what Kacey is really able to capture here. And of course, the instrumentation is spare enough that it just allows the emotion to sit with you. Those touches of banjos, though, they do something to me. Oh my God. Yeah, this one's gonna really stick with me. Like, this one makes me very sad. But props to you, Kacey, for really, sparking that emotion within me. Track number 5, Giver/Taker. I love the echo in this song. Really nicely mixed. The backing vocalist on this song is doing a lot of great work. I wish I knew his name. Ooh, here we go. The drums just kick it in. I mean, she might be talking about his love, perhaps. Like when she talks about giving and taking, it's all about love. All the vocals blending together, making for a nice final chorus. Alright, that was Giver/Taker. An interesting track, I gotta say. Again, I think this is just a song about giving and taking love and being wrapped in each other's arms and enjoying the day. That's what she means by, I would give you everything and never ask for it back, and if I could take everything you have, I would. I'm pretty sure that's what the whole metaphor is supposed to be within the song. But still, it has that very spiritual feeling to it, very elevating. I like what she does with the guitars and the drums. I like the way that they enter the song on the second verse. That was really cool. And yeah, I also really love the backing vocalist. I gotta give him his props. But yeah, it's simple, it's straightforward, it does a lot to ease me. Yeah, not too bad from Kacey. Track number 6, Sway. Ooh. For some reason, this kind of reminds me of Story of My Life by One Direction. I guess it's the same composition. I mean, you have no idea how much I hate actual wind. The way she just elongates those notes is just perfect. Oh yeah, intrusive thoughts can just be a blunder on your mental state. I love that imagery. I love that simile. Oh my God. Alright, so that was Sway. And yo, that one was just so magical and so calming. Oh my God. Kacey is singing about just wanting to not let intrusive thoughts get to her, not get carried away in her own mind. And she sort of envies this other person that she's singing to. They're able to just sway, in her words. And they just find a way to just not let it get to them, just find a way to keep, your mental state at ease. And she's hoping that someday this person or friend could help her figure out how she can not, get swept away in her thoughts, blown away in the wind. She just wants to sway like a palm tree, not break like a normal tree, if you know what I mean. It's just very relaxing, and it just puts you in a really great spirit. Oh, another great one from Kacey. Track number 7, Dinner with Friends. The piano and guitar working in unison. Love it. It has to be very special. That's right. Fuck you, Ted Cruz. Fuck you, Greg Abbott. Those delicate pianos, very gentle. Kind of sounds like she misses a special sweetheart of hers. Dinner with Friends. That one is an interesting song because I think what she's trying to do here is thinking about things that really make her happy. There's no specific story with this song like the other ones, so she's just thinking about dinner with friends, you know, giving someone a gift, fireflies in June, you know, stuff that really puts her in a happy spirit. It makes a lot of sense because so far in the album she's singing about hard times where she had to get over a friend's death or go through a breakup or, you know, get into fights. And now she's just really trying to lift herself up, you know? It's almost like she went to therapy and her psychologist told her to think about things that really put a smile on your face. And at the core of those happy thoughts is a potential lover or ex-lover that she deeply misses. She misses the way he looks, the way he acts, the way he evoked love within her, and she really hopes to have that back someday. And honestly, it just makes you super nostalgic, you know? Yeah, like, I can definitely see the feeling you were capturing there, Kacey. On top of that, I really like the way that she works with the pianos on this tune. It didn't feel like it had popped up much on the previous songs, but she really experiments with it here. I really dig that. And overall, it's just very relaxing, yeah. Like, it puts me in a happy spirit for sure, let me tell you that. Track number 8, Heart of the Woods. Oh yeah, we're really getting down and dirty with this one. It's very woodsy, you know, with its atmosphere, of course. I mean, that's obvious with the title. Ooh, that melodic guitar. Oh, wow. Heart of the Woods. Okay. I think this one is pretty interesting. Not a lot to talk about with this one. I can imagine Kacey is sort of hiking with her partner through the woods on this song, and they stop and take a rest, and she decides to sing a little song about their trip. And it's almost like she's saying, hey, you know, why don't we treat this trip like everyday life, you know? We're in the woods, there's a little bit of danger surrounding us. And so why don't we just recognize that, you know, there's a lot of dangerous things that you can encounter in life, and we'll be sure to, like, take care of each other. Honestly, that's not a bad way of thinking about it. And you could even guess that this trip is making them stronger as lovers. Not too much to comment on with the instrumentation. It's just a simple, straightforward guitar melody along with a little bit of thumping here and there. But overall, yeah, not bad work, honestly. Track number 9, Jade Green. I mean, I wish my phone was always fully charged. There's a lot of build-up with this beat right here. Oh my god. You know, it can be scary to be lonely. You know? I feel you there. Woo! These violins, baby. Oh, she knows how to work them. Oh, you go off, Kacey. Damn. And then it just kind of fades out a little bit, you know, bringing us down in the action. Okay, that was Jade Green, and another simple, straightforward song on our hands. Kacey appears to be singing about a bracelet that she wears that's colored jade green. It was given to her by her lover, and whenever she's alone and she feels a little bit scared and nervous, she remembers what she's wearing around her wrist, and she knows that she's going to be well protected. As we've already seen on the album, she sings about a lot of anxiety problems that she deals with, and this is an ode to something that she keeps very special to her. I think the real star with this song, though, is the musical production, like the thumping and the violins and the way the track just sounds very ominous, like, you know, it's almost like she's entering a dangerous environment of some kind, or at least like a very depressed feeling in her mind. However, Kacey's gonna trudge through it, and she knows that she is very, very capable, you know, because of what she got. I really like the way she illustrates her mood right here. Like, I think this one really stands out purely on that basis. Considering how green the album is already with its cover arts, you know, she might as well title one of the songs Green, so there you go. Track number 10, The Architect. This really has a hometown feel to it. The architect of the Matrix, perhaps? That's green. Again, that banjo is doing some wonderful work. Love how she experiments with it here. Okay, so that was The Architect, and that one has me sort of like rubbing my chin a little bit. I think what I'm gathering from this song is that Kacey is singing about the wonderful life that she's living at the moment, and you know, while sometimes she can stumble and fall a little bit metaphorically, she's able to find a way through it, you know, a lot of it thanks to her special lover that's beside her. And she's able to see all the beauty that surrounds her. She's almost asking as if there's some architect behind everything, but you know what? It's probably just her seeing the world a lot better now that she's in love. Honestly, that's very beautiful, and I really like the way Kacey illustrates the whole song with the delicate guitars and the backing vocalist that's helping her. Yeah, it's all very beautiful. Like, she really makes it feel as if the sun is shining right down on you, even though I'm in a basement right now. But overall, some great work. Track number 11, Lonely Millionaire. I almost get the sense that this is an R&B song, you know, something that you just croon to.
But it won't give you back the moments you miss.
All the glitters and golds, you know, as the saying goes. Even though I'm kind of like, you know, digging into you right now, you know, there's still something special about you that I would love back. And the guitar strumming is really shining on this one, you know, you can really sense it. Love the melodies right there. Alright, so that was Lonely Millionaire, and I think Kacey is singing about a very specific person in the song. She appears to be singing about a millionaire that she fell in love with, but for whatever reason they broke it off. And she is singing to him that, you know, while you may have all this money and all this luxury and this big house, it's not gonna fill the hole that is in your heart. You're still gonna wake up lonely, you're still gonna have no one to speak to in the house, and honestly, I can just imagine that's just gonna dismantle you. But at the same time, you can sense that Kacey is disappointed that this relationship didn't work out because she sings on the bridge, "All I Want Is You," hoping that maybe someday they can reconcile and maybe spark this relationship once more, and perhaps he won't let his ego and his money go to his head. But it seems that might be unlikely. I wouldn't really call this an angry track, more of like a frustrated track. Kacey is frustrated that everything fell through and may not ever recover. And she really illustrates it with her guitar strumming and her soft drum tapping and the echoing of her voice. Like, and it's all in a low register too. And it all sounds like very, very pulsing on the brain, if you know what I mean. I am curious to know if this is about a very specific person, maybe like an ex that she famously dated at one point. If people could explain in the comments, that would be amazing. But for now, I'm just gonna let the thoughts sit with me and move forward. Track number 12, Heaven Is.
You bought me a lavender rose.
The way she hits that high note right there, it's just beautiful. Mwah.
That's what heaven is.
Again, it's that very loving feeling that she's able to give off after singing.
Don't care
Oh, comforting.
for my baby will ride white horses in the sky and live
That would be Chris Stapleton's idea of heaven. Okay, that is Heaven Is. That's what heaven is. And I really think this song is another relaxing jam from Kacey. She sings about having a heavenly feeling in her body. And it's definitely whenever she's with her lover, whenever they plant flowers together, or whenever they're in bed together, and whenever they're hugging each other. You know, it feels as if she's just on the clouds, just laying with her lover for all of eternity. It's very delicate and slow, which I really like. You know, she allows the emotions to linger with you. You know, it just seeps into your soul. Not too much to talk about the instrumentation, but I think that's fine, you know? It's just acoustics, Kacey, and a few backing vocalists. Honestly, it really does a lot to put me in a tranquil attitude, if you know what I mean. Track number 13, Anime Eyes. We're appealing to the weeaboos now. Let's see how well this goes.
We've got nowhere to be, do we, baby?
We're just wasting time with each other, you know, just the way it's just the way it should be.
Bright sea, a Miyazaki sky. Now it's you
Love that.
and the fly.
Beautiful. Oh, I love that reference.
Anime eyes.
I just like to picture myself dating all night.
So overwhelming, ugly crying. Now I'm melting, turning into flowers.
Oh my god.
Bells are ringing, baby,
Yo, she's just getting carried away right now. Alright, that was Anime Eyes. Wow. This one was absolutely glorious. I really liked what she did with this song. Me personally, I'm not too big of an anime fan. I have watched a little bit of My Hero Academia, so I do know what she's going for here. She's talking about looking at her lover and feeling in a state of pure bliss, because that's what anime makes you feel like sometimes, as if like you're falling in love with someone so beautiful and so out of this world. It's like, it's not like anybody in real life could be this gorgeous. Like, wow. Like, the instrumentation on this one is just so glorious. Like, the soft tapping of the drums like really puts you in the spirits, and it's almost as if you can really feel like you're just blowing through the breeze, you know? And the way she just gets carried away and lost in thought on the bridge, where she's just mouthing words to herself. It's almost as if we were actually flying through the sky like All Might. Like, honestly, it's just very adorable, you know? Ugly crying, now I'm melting, turning into flowers blooming, and all that. She's just mouthing to herself. She's just getting lost in her own thoughts. Like, unbelievable. Yeah, this song was very exciting to listen to, especially when it came to that bridge. You can see the vein popping through my head. But yeah, some wonderful work indeed. But now it's time to see how Kacey Musgraves ends Deeper Well. Track number 14, Nothing to Be Scared of.
Bubble wrap around your heart, like someone's gonna break it.
Let's just hope no one pops the bubble wrap in that case.
Together we'll escape them.
Whew.
Come to
I
me,
still love her singing. It's just beautiful.
there's nothing to be scared of.
Just come into my arms, baby, and we'll be together for all of eternity.
And you'll help me unpack.
I noticed how she switched up the chorus right there. Very subtle.
Nothing to be scared.
She has to give us one last high note before closing the record. All right, that was Nothing to Be Scared of, and yeah, she knew how to end this album so gracefully. She seems to be wanting to get together with her lover again. You know, she's saying, you could come to me on the west side and unpack your bags and we'll live together. Or I can come to you on the east side. I'll unpack my bags and we can still live together. She's making a real declaration of affection here, and she's doing it in the most delicate way that she knows she can. And she seems to talk about how she's still trying to navigate her life, and she's not too certain where it's going to go, but she knows that as long as she just keeps a brave face and keeps her guard up, then she knows that she can find a way through it. Honestly, it's just a really tasteful way to end the record, you know, and of course there's the instrumentation with the delicate guitar playing and the backing vocalists, and of course she has to sing us those high notes like, girl, you know how to work that. Yeah, it's just very delicate, and I really like the way that she just closes out Deeper Well here. And I think with that, I'm going to take a break. I'll come back later once I've listened to the album a second time, and I'll give my final thoughts then, so bear with me. Alright, I am back, and I'm ready to give you my final thoughts on Kacey Musgraves' Deeper Well. Part of why I'm so grateful for I Remember Everything becoming a smash hit is because it's helping more people get into her music, to the point where she's challenging Ariana Grande for the most sales this week. I expect this album to keep newcomers sticking around because it is beautifully crafted. We see Kacey healing from the pain she's had to endure for the past few years, like a deceased friend and moving from a house that she cherished so much. I noticed that she keeps using wind as a symbol throughout this record. Perhaps it's supposed to represent the changing directions in Kacey's life. Whether she's working on her mental health or dropping toxic people, she finds that so much in her life is altering, but for the better. It's fitting that she released Deeper Well right as spring is approaching, because it is known as the season for renewal. What also catches me is how much she alludes to big cities, specifically New York. It's interesting because we tend to associate country music with smaller, rural towns, obscure places on the map. It really shows just how universal the genre can be, and given how progressive Kacey's music tends to be, she's the perfect artist to prove that. There isn't much to focus on when it comes to the instrumentation, which is mostly Kacey strumming her guitar, tapping the drums, and singing with a few backing vocalists. But it's meant to be spare. It allows her to be as stripped back as possible, letting her emotions lay bare to the listener. I'm impressed with how Kacey Musgraves gives us a more spiritual sound with Deeper Well, and it warms my heart to see her audience grow with every passing day. I guess it is easy being green. My favorite tracks would have to be Deeper Well, Sway, and Jade Green. My least favorite tracks would have to be Giver/Taker, Too Good to Be True, and Lonely Millionaire. And that just about does it! Thank you guys so much for joining me on this album reaction. I had a lot of fun with this one. It really touched me, and I hope you guys had fun too. I know it's been a while since I've recorded one of these, but I'm feeling better now, and I think I have a clear idea of where I want to navigate things, sort of like Kacey. But with that said, if you want to follow me on social media, be sure to check out my Blue Sky, my Twitter, my Twitch, and my TikTok. Links will be in the description. And that's where we're going to wrap up for today. My name is Gabriel Jones, and the sun may be setting, but I hope you were able to soak up those drops. Take care.